Hello, hello, and a wonderful day to you. My name is Jeffrey, and it is Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Blessings to you indeed. Um, Everybody knows that OnPassive story has changed, right? I mean, actually, as one of the most dynamic companies on the planet, it's in a perpetual state of change, and it's liable to stay that way for a while. So, in any case, we're not the same as we were back in 2018 or 2019 or 2020. As a matter of fact, we're still changing, and that's all good. But it doesn't take a genius to see that. Anybody close to this can not only see the changes in our business, but they can see the changes in Mr. Mufara as well. I mean, how could he not change? His whole creative role within OnPassive is akin to the baptism by fire, right? So, but rather than being reduced to, charred remains and such by the new energy that we've immersed ourselves in, he's taken on a new strength and a sharpness, even as iron sharpens iron, I guess. So, when GoFounders first came out, we were talking about a digital marketing platform with some tools. Remember, we started talking about a $100,000 budget, and everybody expected us to open somewhere in February, March of 2019. Well, the vision evolved several months later because of the growing founder base. It actually created, I guess, its own gravity, taking everybody surprised, even Mr. Mufara. So he ended up regrouping. He made some changes, and in his own words, he got it right somewhere around the middle of April, or right in April of 2019. So shortly after that, Mr. Mufara actually penned the phrases that would become the OnPassive vision that I'm showing here now. But for those that don't know, allow me to provide just a little bit of perspective. We originally came in with the intention to create a digital marketing company, right? Nothing big, nothing fancy, kind of general. But originally, we were going to outsource companies to get the work done. Well, that didn't really work out well, because soon we found out that what we wanted to do was a whole lot bigger than the capacity these companies had to do it. So we ended up hiring our own people. And then we had another little bit of a surprise in that when we started to work, we realized that we could do that and a whole lot more. So instead of borrowing tools or using secondhand applications, that other people controlled, we decided that we were going to build them all ourselves, and that totally changed the entire game for the better. And at every point since then, the motivation has been and is still clean and pure. The company was and is being built with ethics and integrity, for the right reasons. And yeah, we've changed, but it's always been for the better. Now, as founders, we've been invited to participate in a creation journey that's taken us from humble beginnings to an infrastructure that's built on principle, it's built on goodwill, even compassion, to become a business with integrity and ethics that are woven into the very fabric of its operating philosophies. So that's how we started, and that's how we remain. And these things are not going to be compromised, right? I mean, Mr. Mufara is never going to allow any kind of deviation or shortcut from the moral high road, so to speak, that OnPassive has been on. Now, it's also a high road that I might add is one that we have forged with, well, I say we, but it's literally Mr. Mufara has forged it with sheer will and purpose, as a means to care for the needs of a hurting world, right? We've talked about lifting humanity. And from the very beginning, that motive was clean, and the direction was stable, and it just got better and better and better. And our CEO, Mr. Mufara, he explains it a bit like this.
I want to put something to sleep if I can do that. And when we say that, that means I'm going to kill it, okay? Not violently, just something, want to get rid of it. Time lines are just not something that you can really rely on when it comes to such a project. And I want to say something that I am really sorry to disappoint you that this is not a small project, okay? And if you're thinking it was a quick fix, it's a microwavable tiny bit, it's not. So I'm going to have to say something. I did change the story, and OnPassive today is not the OnPassive 2018. Okay, and I understand if somebody doesn't like the new OnPassive or where we are today or where we are headed today, that is fine. there are enough intelligent, smart people that like the vision. And it's a free market. It's a free trade, buy and sell. This is what we offer. We offer very clear vision where we're headed. I think you have an idea. This is not a business. This is a group of companies that we are building, and we are building them from scratch, organically, ethically, with total integrity. Everything we build is above average, is above market value. Everything we build is competitive or the most competitive when it comes to pricing. Everything we do is superior, intelligent, infused by artificial intelligence. So we're talking about remaking the whole eco or digital eco planet.
Hey, I'm back. I hope you really enjoyed that. I know that I certainly do. I really enjoy listening to Mr. Mufareh. Nobody can say things like he does, and it just tickles me every time I listen to him. But getting back with our story here, we knew that April, going into May of this year, was going to be tough simply because of the challenges that were presented to us by COVID. I mean, come on, right? Shutting down an entire building and transitioning, I guess is the word, hundreds of staff to a work from home scenario. That in itself, operationally, logistically, could be a nightmare. But we did it. Hopefully the lockdown is going to get lifted and we'll be back to normal ops before too very long, but I guess we'll see. At any rate, ONPASSIVE is a very solid business, and we're never ever going to stop getting better. And there's a whole lot of people that have adopted Mr. Mufareh's vision as their own. And these are the true visionaries, right? That see the potential of our journey and have become founders by paying the one-time $97 fee, right? And in doing this, they've joined a radical new business model that shares profit, not only throughout the founder base, but even, with customers after launch. Not to mention that they also ensure long-term success for its engineers, developers, and staff as well. And that success is coming from more than just a single product company. ONPASSIVE is a group of companies. So far we've got like 50 to 60 of them. Every one of them built with integrity. They're girded with a above market value. And quite literally, they are the most competitive, operationally intelligent products on the entire globe. So anyway, in short, ONPASSIVE is going to remake the entire digital eco planet, right? And what we're talking about here is a digital solution that's got everything needed for any kind of an online business or presence. And as mentioned, these are complete. They are standalone, and each is a business unto itself. Everything is new. It's built from the ground up. And as a founder or a customer, getting access to all of these products is done through paying a subscription once we open to the public. And that's expected to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $250, give or take. The subscription is considered a one-time out-of-pocket cost because that fee is going to be paid through the profits earned beginning the second month. And this means as a founder, the total out-of-pocket is expected to be about $350 or so. And so beginning day one, we're going to start earning residual income that is going to build for the rest of our lives and is even going to be available to our family as a legacy, right? I'm talking about as an inheritance. And this is possible because as we use the products, the company not only pays us residual income, but builds that income for us by placing customers by the millions, I might add, in a team-like structure so that we receive a portion of the profits earned through the subscriptions that they pay. But keep this in mind. If you lose the chance to become a founder, because there aren't going to be any founders allowed once we open, right? It's gone, it's kaput. The amount of founders we have at that time, that's all we've got. Well, you can still be a customer, and perhaps you can even be an ONPASSIVE reseller after we launch. So you can be sure of this one thing, all right? There's nearly 5 billion internet users in the world, and every one of them got a reason to come to us, and they have a reason to use one or more of our products, okay? Now, projections that are based on real world economy, it says that we're going to have about 100 million users by the end of the first year. So as ONPASSIVE does all the work, does the marketing, the team building, all the automation, everything, and pays us residual income, there's nothing that's going to stop us from achieving our goal. Nothing, okay? Nothing. I repeat it. Nothing is going to stop ONPASSIVE from delivering what our CEO, Mr. Mufareh, has promised. All right? Well, Tell you what, let me qualify that a little bit. Unless God intervenes, nothing is going to stop ONPASSIVE. So let's do ourselves a favor. Let's stop trying to figure everything out and then just enjoy the ride, right? We don't want to have to miss the joy of the journey by getting all stressed out about information that we don't understand, or maybe information that's not even available. Everything is absolutely on track. And actually, if you looked at my last video called Shift Happens, we're actually early. We're 4 or 5 years ahead of schedule. So anyway, everything is absolutely on track, and it's a whole lot better than anything we ever thought that it was going to be. So the question is, can you trust yourself enough to believe in something that seems unbelievable? I know that's a kind of a tricky question, right? Because we're not going to see a company with a bigger heart or with more value than ONPASSIVE has got in our lifetime. And you can mark my words on that, but you don't have to take my word for it. Nobody says it better than Mr. Mufareh, so have a listen at this.
Two more important facts here. Okay, number one, whatever we have ready to, it's more than you ever thought you would have in your life for the cost. Up until now, that you have to know this, okay? So, and the second piece of it is, it's not that it's functional, dysfunctional, that you need it or anything. It just, for us, is stacking the cool or delivering a higher quality and adding more features or securing more. That's nothing less of a phenomenon, nothing less of a super, business, nothing less of that. So is it ready as of now? What we have in ONPASSIVE, okay, for the cost that it is, I promise you, you have not seen any business, or you probably have never dreamt in your life, not myself, to have a business that I can be a partner, I can receive a benefit by using that product financially, not only the time I'm going to save in my life every day, 2-3 hours, wasted on broken applications. That's not going to happen. Number one, it's one place, so you're not going to have to hop around. Number two, it runs on autopilot. We do the work. So it's going to save you a ton of time and money, and it's more value than you've ever received in one place. No company is going to give you that much value. No company. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that. I have to keep my tone. No company on the face of earth is giving you the value that ONPASSIVE is giving you and will give you. No company on the planet that we live on, okay? Not talking about aliens, that will give you the value that ONPASSIVE is going to give you. I'm going to repeat, probably you missed that. No company that I know or you know that is going to give you so much value for one business or for one transaction. I think you didn't get me. Okay. Listen, no company that you or I know ever existed in the history of any market that will give you so much value just because you're cute or for being in. 5 more times. Let's do that again. I'm not going to do it. I think you get my point. There's no company ever is going to give you that much value. So we have to be the most valuable company to you. Therefore, your family or your well-being in a way.
And I'm back again. You gotta love that, don't you? I love listening to that. It's just, the way he did it, and you had a little fun with it there at the end, and that was right up my alley. I tell you, Mr. Mufareh, man, I want to be like you, man, cub. So, anyway, remember, excuse me, remember, we are not a single company, so to speak. We're a group of companies, a lot of companies. And this means that every product that we've got or developed is a business that we can profit from. But even more than that, our model can deliver what we've developed, all the products we've developed, as white label products for businesses and other marketers by branding it to them, right? That's absolutely huge. I mean, huge. And founders get a piece of that action too. Actually, you know what? Founders get a piece of everything that OnPassive does. Whether it's software, whether it's physical products. Yeah, we got physical products coming out, folks. Or whatever it is. We get a piece of it. And that's all due to the grace of Mr. Mufara. So, and keep in mind, you know what? This has never, ever been done before. So we don't have a timeline that we can even look at to judge how long it's going to take to do whatever it is that we're trying to do. Don't know how to do it, right? There's nothing in existence that we can compare what we're doing. Nothing that OnPassive is or has is typical, right? It's not been done before. So how are we going to be able to put any kind of timeline on it, right? I mean, we're making this up as we go, right? It's being created on the fly. And man alive, let me tell you what a creation it is, all right? So please, don't get strapped, don't get trapped through impatience. But you know what? The minute we open OnPassive to the public, it's going to be bigger and better and more stable than Facebook and Google combined in terms of value. This is absolutely revolutionary. Of course, there are challenges. We have them every day. But as you've heard Mr. Mufara quote from NASA, failure is not an option, and we will succeed in a very big way. That's because one of the things that we got going for us is we are a fun, fresh, ethical life solution for a company. And man alive, we're just going to go gangbusters, right? I mean, what we have here is nothing short of phenomenal. There is no greater value and integrity as a business than OnPassive, period. We're not working on a single application or a single business or a single area of business. We're covering the entire gambit. I mean, everything needed for an online business's presence, we've got it all under one roof, period. And we're going into a 7-day work week, right? So things are ramping up. Where's all this going to take us, you ask? Well, if we got all the best ingredients, what do you think is going to be the outcome? The best. That's what. It's going to take us to nothing short of greatness, okay? We're absolutely going to be great. And we already have a value that everybody's looking at. We got people that are just about begging us to get along here on this ride with us, right? And we're talking about some pretty big authorities, some major players here, right? Well, what we have is something is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm not going to try to belabor that point anymore. But nothing I know of or can imagine is going to be bigger or greater in value, like Mr. Mufara says, right, than OnPassive. And if we already have the perfect ingredients gathered together all in one place, right, and put together, are we going to be chasing something else? Another business? Of course not, right? Come on. We haven't seen a business like OnPassive. Nobody has. We can't say what it's like because there's nothing out there like it, right? There's nothing that we can reference to it. So just hold tight, believe in it, love it. We do know that it's a life solution. It's made for humans using ethics, human ethics. It's made to serve all of us, not just a few of us, right? It's for humanity. You got that right? Not to serve some of us, to serve all of us, to serve humanity. Or at least those who choose to win and succeed, those who come on board with us. So I'm going to leave you with that. I am going to play this video from Mr. Mufara again. And I do want to say, if you're a founder, good on you. Hang tight. Right? Keep the faith, walk the walk, keep hold of your integrity and show your loyalty and just know that it's happening. If you're not a founder yet and somebody has invited you to join, please get back with that person, join that team. That'll mean a lot to them and it'll show your integrity, down the road. People will see that. If you have not been invited, please look down below in the description box and I will put a link there. And I would love to have you on my team. I absolutely would. I will help you do whatever we can. As a matter of fact, any founder will help you do anything that you want to do once you're in and get this thing rolling for you. But regardless of whatever you choose to do, however you decide to run things and jump into your future, we wish nothing but blessing and blessing upon you and upon your family for all that you do. And I certainly appreciate you listening to this. And have a good night, have a good evening, have a good day wherever you are in the world. And I especially want you to listen to Mr. Mufara one more time because I love what he says. Thanks. Bye bye.
Two more important facts here. Okay, number one, whatever we have ready to, it's more than you ever thought you would have in your life for the cost. Up until now, that you have to know this, okay? So, and the second piece of it is, it's not that it's functional, dysfunctional, that you need it or anything. It just, for us, is stacking the cool or delivering a higher quality and adding more features or securing more. That's nothing less of a phenomenon, nothing less of a super business, nothing less of that. So is it ready as of now? What we have in OnPassive, okay, for the cost that it is, I promise you, you have not seen any business, or you probably have never dreamt in your life, not myself, to have a business that I can be a partner, I can receive a benefit by using that product financially, not only the time I'm going to save in my life every day, 2 3 hours wasted on broken applications. That's not going to happen. Number one, it's one place, so you're not going to have to hop around. Number two, it runs on autopilot. We do the work. So it's going to save you a ton of time and money, and it's more value than you've ever received in one place. No company is going to give you that much value. No company. I mean, I don't know how to tell you that. I have to keep my tone. No company on the face of earth is giving you the value that OnPassive is giving you and will give you. No company on the planet that we live on, okay? Not talking about aliens, that will give you the value that OnPassive is going to give you. I'm going to repeat, probably you missed that. No company that I know or you know that is going to give you so much value for one business or for but one transaction. I think you didn't get me. Okay. Listen, no company that you or I know ever existed in the history of any market that will give you so much value just because you're cute or for being in. 5 more times. Let's do that again. I'm not going to do it. I think you get my point. There's no company ever is going to give you that much value. So we have to be the most valuable company to you, therefore your family or your well-being in a way.